I've been thinking about 2025, the big things that have gone on during the year, and I'll try and focus on just a few things, and I will talk about some, realization about some things and a couple of personal things as well. The first big thing was getting Kin Spirits finished. It's been, as you know, an epic journey, and even when I thought it was finished, thankfully someone pointed out to me that I'd made an omission in the credits and I had to get that fixed, and we did that, and it's been sent to festivals and we've still got a few more to come, and I want to send it to a lot more, but it all depends on this, to be completely honest with you, because festivals aren't cheap. Also, we submitted to Film Hub, so as soon as we know that we're on platforms and you can go and see them on the platforms, I will let you know, because I may get notified that the Kin Spirits has been accepted onto on Tubi or Relay or someone like that. Relay is Film Hub's own new channel, or Amazon or whoever. I may get notified that it's been accepted, but it may be weeks or months before it actually shows up on their platform because of scheduling and things like that. Excuse me. So I'll just continue on with Kin Spirits, festivals, and keeping you updated with when it becomes available on platforms, as and when I know. Other than Kin Spirits, I've got my notes because you know how I am. For the whole year, I've been doing weekly YouTube videos. Sometimes I did some shorts as well, and shorts over and above the regular Monday ones. And it's going, I'm pretty happy the way it's going. I'd really like to be filming stuff so you had a bit more variety instead of just listening to me. But that will come. That will come. I'm just going to continue talking about what's going on with me or my take on something, and just try and keep it natural and real. Yeah, but I've enjoyed it. At first it was a struggle, but the more I do it, it's become more comfortable. Talking in front of the camera wasn't uncomfortable before, but it can be difficult to allow yourself to be natural. And you have to just be you. And sometimes you might think that just saying what you think isn't going to be very interesting to people, but just say it anyway. Just keep it genuine, just keep it real, and I think you'll be okay. I'm not going to chase subscribers or likes or anything by outrageous clickbait or forcing myself to do things which aren't real for me. And I realized this year that, well, I've realized it for a while, and I think most people have, is that middle market for filmmakers, that sort of 1-2 million to 5 million kind of films are really hard to get funded these days. So that middle part just seems to have dropped out. The economics for the big players is to make the big movies, and that leaves the indie filmmaker making the lower budget, really low budget movies, and there's no middle ground anymore, which is a shame. But you know, this is the way it is, and nothing I can do is going to change that. All I can do is just adapt to the situation as best I can. So how do you do that? I mean, I've been reading and watching about people saying things like, you do an approach where you screen in a number of cities and maybe have merch and events around all that, and use that as a base for going to get distribution on streaming platforms, build up some momentum. But that takes a chunk of money, and if you're at the low end of filmmaking, which most filmmakers are, let's be honest, that may not always be possible. Do you try and self-distribute in some way? But again, you're going to need a chunk of money to market that if you're hoping to make even your money back, let alone get into the green. So it's difficult. Platforms like Film Hub just seem to be adding paid levels and complexities which I'm not sure we really need. So my own thinking is to go more towards someone like Indie Rights, and they have a more traditional sort of approach where they pitch your film to people, but they seem to have a nice simple approach which I think appeals to a lot of indie filmmakers. They don't want to be faffing around with stuff or paying for things which they shouldn't really have to be paying for. So I might look at Indie Rights for the next film. You could look at going direct to some of the big players, like I'm sure Netflix has gatekeepers, but you can usually find a path. It depends on making good quality film. And you have to make something which people are going to want. So I hope the filmmakers will always stick with making the stories they feel passionate about, and if that leads them to greater places, wonderful. If it doesn't, then don't change your game. Don't chase what you think will get you some success or some money rather than what you want to do, especially as the rules in the last 5 or 10 years seem to change almost daily about what you need to do to be successful. So just be you. Just be you. Just keep being you. And that's the way you'll stay, try and stay sane and keep happy. Just do your thing. And if you have 3 people who like it, great. And if you have 3 million, great. Because life is for enjoyment. And you're not going to enjoy it unless you're doing the things you want to do. Check the trusty notes again. Oh, the other thing about lower budgets is it's really hard to get names. If you have a sort of £1 to £5 million budget, then you've got some money there to pay a name to come in for a few days or a week or something. But if you're making films for 100, 150, 200, you're not going to, have the budget for that. So that's just a factor of life. A factor of life? A fact of life. And there is this idea that you write for your budget. And I can understand that. I mean, you write, if you know you can use your uncle's barn for filming, write a film that is set in your uncle's barn. I get that mentality. But I would do it the other way around. I would say, make the film as you see it. If it's not your uncle's barn and it's a shopping centre or shopping mall, if you're in America, that is jam-packed with people in the middle of the day, that's your main location, then write it that way first. Do it the way you want to do it. And then if you realize that, oh, we're going to need, 5 million just to shoot the shopping centre scenes, then obviously you adapt from there and think of ways of doing it differently or doing it in your uncle's barn. Do you know what I mean? Don't stifle your ideas. Don't stifle your creativity. First, get it out, and then you may end up finding someone who likes it and wants to pour a bunch of money into it. But if you've written it from the start as something that you can shoot in your uncle's barn, then it's probably not going to be likely. So give yourself complete freedom, and then if reality means you have to adapt the story to the barn, do it. Do it that way. Don't stifle yourself. Another thing, a way around it is to really lean into your budget, in a way that you promote it as no AI in this filming. I mean, you might use AI in pre-production or post-production, but there's no AI in the actual film. When I say in pre-production, post-production, I mean in the processes, not in the film. You could pitch your film that way, or you could pitch your film with 100% practical effects, which is often the case in low-budget films. You could try and find angles like that to help you promote your film and, really lean into what you can do and not worry about what you can't do. On a personal level, I saw my brother in Paris for the first time in 12 years, which was wonderful. The time goes so quickly, it's frightening. I have 2 sisters I haven't seen in 12 years. One I last saw about, 4 or 5 years ago now. Some nieces I haven't seen in 12 years. A great niece and a great uncle, I think that's what I call them, I've never seen. So I'm really keen to catch up with them at some point soon, I hope. I lost a dear old friend who I hadn't seen in a very, very long time, but someone I was planning to catch up with in my next trip to Australia, so that surprised me and shook me a bit. What else? I just keep chipping away. I mean, there's not a whole lot else you can do. I mean, you do have days when you feel frustrated that you haven't got money to do the things you want to do, but that isn't just a filmmaker thing, that's an everybody thing. So it's just that filmmakers usually need a bit more money. And you do have those days where you feel you're hitting your head against a brick wall, no doubt about it. But as I say, everyone does. You just have to keep getting up and trying to find new ways, new paths, new people to work with, new ideas for stories, challenging yourself to think differently. Like, I've been thinking a bit more about vertical video these days. I know I mentioned it a while back. And it doesn't come naturally to me, but I'm trying to think more that way. Yeah. What else? I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of things, and as soon as I press stop on this video, my mind will flood with things that I've forgotten. Let me just have one final check of my notes. Oh, I discovered this guy called Ren, R-E-N. You've probably all heard of him, you may not have. But I really like him. His music is original, it's different, it's fresh, it's cutting, rhythmic. And his videos are performances, and not in the way the sort of glossy, playing to the market type performances you get with, big name performers. It's just very real and raw. And I would encourage you to check him out. But if you're a bit sensitive to language and tough subjects, then be warned. But it's just so refreshing. I found it so refreshing. And I may not be his target audience, someone of my vintage, but when you listen to so much of music today, and this might be the grumpy old man side of me coming out, it sounds so samey to me. And maybe that's I don't know what it is, but a lot of it feels kind of fabricated. It's a bit harsh, but it's like everyone's trying to go for a particular type of sound when they're singing. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but to my ear, and I'm no music aficionado, I thought that way a bit, but when you hear someone like Ren, you think, oh, this is the way it should be. It should be coming at you from left field, and surprising you and shocking you and carrying you along with the story and the rhythm and the beat. And that's what it does. So check it out. Last of all, I wish you all a wonderful Merry Christmas. Hope you get time to relax, spend time with the people you love, and just, unwind. Thanks for watching. It'd be great if you could like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. I hope to see you in the next one.